Welcome to the video on primary trade lines and how to build your credit hack version. This is one of many videos, and this is going to be some primaries, not age primaries, but normal primaries. Age primaries are seasoned primaries that normally don't post, like a mortgage or a house, and it's an easy way for you to lose a lot of money. 95% chance it will never show up. Sometimes an auto could show up on one bureau, maybe two, or a house that's closed back in the old days. Nowadays, it's not really realistic. So don't gamble your money away and lose money on aged primaries. But if you want to get primaries to build your credit file, I'm going to give you a list of some key primaries to put on your credit. Like the last video we went over, the most important thing is the automobile. So I'm going to go over the strategies and how to put these on your file and get the best bang for your buck on the file build. And the beginning is the auto, like I did mention earlier. So if you get an auto, and ideally you're going to be a co-borrower with a spouse or a partner or whatever, or friend or whoever, so you have two autos going at the same time. Once you have 3 months payments on the autos, you can refinance. So if you have two and you refinance, you have two paid and then two open. So that's really going to boost your credit. So now let's get into the primaries on how to build your file. The first place you want to go to is Credit Strong, and you want to do a $20,000 and a $30,000. You make the payments to them. The Magnum or whatever is the $30,000, and you get the money back. So if you're to do the autos the right way, even at $20,000, two of them, or if you actually get $30,000 on both you and the co-borrower's file, you're talking, by the time you do the refi and the paid off and the open one, you have $120,000 on your credit file. Then if you have Credit Strong, you're already at like $150,000 plus the 20, that's $170,000. That's just the idea of where you want to go with building your file. The next place, well, if your credit is completely blank, your file is completely blank, you're going to want to go with Care Credit after 2 months payments on the auto and 2 months payments on Credit Strong. So 2 months in, after you've made both payments on one auto and Credit Strong, then you'll apply for Care Credit because you need a minimum of 680 credit score. Or if you have the co-borrower in the very beginning, you'll do all three at the same time. You'll do the auto, Credit Strong, and Care Credit all with co-borrowers at the same time. I mean, you could do the auto without a co-borrower if you have a down payment, if you have nothing on your credit, and then Credit Strong, and then Care Credit. So Care Credit, you're going to plan on doing it when you have a co-borrower or after you've made at least 2 months payments on the auto and Credit Strong. So at Care Credit, you'll get up to $20,000 if you do it that way. I mean, if you really wait till 3 months, you'll definitely get the 20, but normally you should get the $20,000 just after 2 months of payments on the auto and the Credit Strong. This is very important. Now, so all that, if you have a co-borrower on the Care Credit, I mean, that's two loans at $20,000, so you're past, basically you're close to $200,000 on your credit file, and it's only been out 3 months. And then I can get you funding from there to begin with. A lot of things on funding has to do with, everybody says, well, do 20% DTI, 30% DTI, do 0 DTI, but it's dynamic, and depending on the funding sequence and the point at where you are in the funding is depending upon what the DTI should be. A lot of people have no clue about funding at all. All they do is just general information. They don't even tell you, they don't know how to get the maximum funding and continue to go to the maximum funding ratio, where you get the maximum limit every single place. That's the maximum funding ratio. That's why no one even talks about it, because they don't even think about it. They don't even know that everything adds up. So on your file, if you want to hire me for credit repair, commercial real estate, all these other things, you want me to customize a plan for you, whatever, I can definitely do that. So the options for the rest of your file build out after you have those, which is going to be a super strong beginner file of close to 200,000 if you pull it off right, or even if you do some of it, you're talking like 80 to 100,000 just at that. So the next step for optional things to build on that would be affirm.com, which is Synchrony Bank. In it, it allows you to buy luxury items, jewelry, electronics, truck accessory, tires, a combination of different retail goods, name brand luxury stores, name brand clothing, all these things that you could spend up to $17,500, and they report to TransUnion and Experian. So you have 1, 2, 3. You have like 4 major accounts, all over $15,000 up to $30,000. Ideally, your car is going to be $30,000. You want to get a car, the best car you can get, what you can afford the payments on. So the higher, the bigger the car, $30,000, or a car and a vehicle, a motorcycle for $25,000, $30,000, whatever builds up your car. And everybody says, well, on the refinance on the auto, it doesn't matter what interest rate you get, because all this is building your credit, and you'll pay anything you can to get your credit built, and you would be paying all this for fake trade lines and stuff that don't show up, and inflation is going to eat your money anyway. So high interest rate automobile loan, not that they're even high interest rate, but just for the sake of the argument, and you're doing a refinance on the auto, it doesn't matter what the interest rate cost, because right now you're building your credit. And once you get your credit built, and if you do the path I get you on and do the funding, and I get you into the best of the best, 5%, 6% interest, low interest rate, principal and interest loans, clear out to, depends on the product, credit lines or loans up to 20, 25 years, depending on if you go $250,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 loans or credit lines. You're talking serious money. The money that makes average people to super rich to rich. I mean, the elite, because you have the lowest priced money, the best access to the money, and you get no penalties for cash advances or all these other things, because I'm getting credit lines and loans, not credit cards that are going to decline and lower your credit score. So now back to the primaries. So the optional primaries on the list is going to be, after you've already built that, is going to go down. I'm going to go from stable, the strongest, easiest ones is going to be like in order, basically. So we have Fingerhut, which is retail goods online, and Snap Finance, same thing. Those are like $3,500 and $3,000. It's a soft pull. And then BestBuy.com for $4,000. It's a soft pull as well. They're optional. They're kind of small. It's just in case you need an extra something on there. I'm gonna go over a lot of other primary items as well. These are just all the retail aspect of primaries that I'm gonna go over in this video. So then you have IntrigueJewelry.com. I would say, actually, I'm sorry, that's right after Affirm Jewelry, because after Affirm.com you have IntrigueJewelers.com, because they'll go up to 10,000. It's Experian, and it's a soft pull. So you should have Credit Strong, an auto, Care Credit, and a jewelry, which would be IntrigueFineJewelry.com jewelers, IntrigueFineJewelers.com for 10,000 on Experian, ideally. And then the option ones that I mentioned would be Fingerhut.com, SnapFinance.com, and BestBuy.com. Those are optional. Now, two other type of trade lines that are decent size would be in the furniture realm and the jewelry realm. The jewelry realm products are a little bigger than the furniture, so we'll go over those. There's Gauge Diamonds, which is a soft pull. GaugeDiamonds.com. It'll go up to 20,000. And then you have Jewelry Outlet Inc., affirm.com, it'll go up to 10,000, and these are all soft pulls as well. You have two other ones, well, really one, basically, Miadonna, MIADONNA.com, which will go up to 5,000. And you want to verify that they report, because they used to, and I'm not sure, they should still report, but you might want to double check. Then you have Furniture Wise, is another affirm.com branch, which is Ashley Furniture, and they will do a soft pull, and it's basically Ashley Advantage credit card soft pull, and it'll go up to 20,000. And you want to do this in store, because you'll get a in store the average amount of approval on a normal decent file. And I'm talking, if you have a blank file, you don't do any of these extra stuff until at least 2 months payments on the auto and the credit strong. 3 months if you really want to make it super strong, but two for ideally care credit. And then if you really want to wait, you go wait 3 months payments, and then you go for these. So Ashley Furniture will average do a $10,000 approval in store. And then there's another one called Big Sandy Superstorefurniture.com, goes up to 20,000, but the average approval is like 6,000, maybe up to 10,000. Then you have a couple other ones, just in case you need extra ones, would be Bob's Discount Furniture. It's a soft pull, so you can check with them. And then the last one, which is Bob's, will go up to 10,000, and then the last one is Value City Furniture. This is a soft pull. It'll go 5 to 10,000 as well. So when you're applying for furniture and jewelry, and you're going into the furniture ones in store, you're going to get the biggest amount of approvals. Also, when you're dealing with the furniture in store, you want to have, at this phase of everything, for these primaries to build the file, you want to have 0 or low DTI. Well, technically low DTI, because you're building the file. Okay, so you're gonna be in store, low DTI, and minimum $75,000 income. Okay, so I'm gonna go over in another video about what not to put on your file, and the primaries that don't report anymore. I mean, just out of this, I did recommend swap lease prior, but after recommending that for a while, I don't believe leases are the greatest thing to put on your file, and they're really not a good financial move, because you're not really, I mean, if you kind of like want to waste money, it's better to buy a car. I mean, you'll lose money on a car. It's more like how you lose the least amount of money on your car on these type of cars, the way you're building your file. But it's all investing in building your file to get the best credit a little bit later on down the road, so it's not a loss. And then Electro Finance was a primary that has quit reporting in this list as well. So we'll just kind of go over everything. So you have the auto, that's the most important thing that I went over on the video, and you want to try and get a co-borrower. Ideally after 3 months on the auto, you want to refinance it, so you should have at least one paid auto and one open auto. That'd be good. Or if you have a co-borrower, so you have 2 paid and 2 open. And when you do the auto, you're going to do credit strong at the same time. And if you have nothing on your file, so you want to have the auto, the credit strong, and then 2 months payments, then you're going to go do care credit. And after that, you'll go with IntrigueFineJewelers.com. Or I'm sorry, after that you'll go with affirm.com and get the $17,500 after you've had the 2 months payments on everything. So you'll have auto, credit strong, care credit for $20,000, and affirm.com up to $17,500, and then you have your jewelry or your furniture primaries left. So out of those, you've got the IntrigueFineJewelers.com. They're really easy. It's only Experian, but it's a solid good one. IntrigueFineJewelers.com. And then you have the Gauge Diamonds is up to 20,000. It's GaugeDiamonds.com. And your furniture stuff, which is your main one is Ashley Furniture and Big Sandy Superstore Furniture. So that's a lot of primaries on building your file. I'm going to go over a whole nother video on authorized users and putting those on there and that kind of stuff in another video. But so get these on your file with the auto and start building up your file so we can get funding. There's a lot of things about funding that other people don't know and can't get maximum funding. So if you want to get the maximum funding ratio, that means hit the highest credit limit each single time and keep making your file go exponentially forward, then give me a call. If you want to get your credit done, we'll get results in 3 weeks, sometimes done in 3 weeks. Average time is 45 days, can be a little longer if it's super bad. Or you want to get in commercial real estate, give me a call. My number is 312-473-4163. Thanks.